Oh, and we live, P TV. Get next to me. Get up with me. And it's your host, Chili Mo Slim. I am him. You know what I'm talking about? Your number one hater, critic of content creators. And we back. You know what I'm talking about? I know I've been out of sight, out of mind for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just been shaking back like good crack. You know what I'm talking about? All that, Jack. But I'm back. I'm back with another one. And it's another one. You dig what I'm talking about? What up to my boy Vadi that's in the chat with me right now, in the space in the room with me right now. Let me know if everything good, twin, if you can hear me. Let me know how everything going right now, man. If it sound good, we're gonna keep it headed straight like that, man. Let me get my volume straight. Yeah, let me know if I'm good, twin. Let me know if you can hear me. Man, I just got this article. I named the room No More Mr.Tough Guy because things that I was seeing on the internet, how people was going about things, how people was saying shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot that I was trying to talk about, but I just got this article sent to me where, you know, it dropped January the 15th. It's an old article, but it was called Mr. Tough Guy on China, Trump's relationship with the corporate titans seemed to soften his hard line. Mm. It was a funny title because I didn't know this until I got this article sent to me. But it was on January the 15th. And it was interesting, very interesting. I would go over and read it, but I had to do more research on it on my own to actually put in details of how this title fits what was going on with my title tonight. Fit right along with what I'm saying when I go into details and say this. No more Mr. Tough Guy. Meaning, to all you commentators or so-called fans of people's music, people's content, anything that a person doing on matter if they're an athlete, if they're an artist, whatever. If you're a fan and you support, that's good. Be that. I love it. I'm a fan and I support a lot of people's whatever they doing content on matter if they cooking, whatever. I support it because I'm a supporter of especially of my black people, but of people who's trying to be great in life, especially if you're black. However, we have came across a generation of people who are now, seems to me, put themselves in positions where everybody's opinion means something. Everybody's opinion, if it's not, if it don't fit the way how they feel at that certain point in time, then they feel like their opinion has to be validated, be through a comment or be through social media's comments where they speaking on things they too much don't know a lot about. Now, I don't know about the rest of, the people in the world, but I wasn't too smart with social studies. Meaning, where did you people learn these diplomatic, political conversations, and how deep did y'all learning or teaching or however you go about things where you feel like you understand what's going on in the streets? If you just what makes you think you're key in depth of knowledge that comes from the streets? I'm gonna speak on the street stuff and then I'm gonna speak on the rap stuff, but I'm gonna blend them in both because that's what people is doing nowadays. For all you proclaim to be street niggas and y'all rapping, or if you a rapper and you're hanging around street individuals, What makes you think somebody's listening to you? What makes you think you're valid to speak on street activities? I know what people gonna say. What makes you think you're valid? What makes your opinion matters? It don't. However, I know the line I'm willing to push behind what I believe. Not because I'm just saying it, because I did it. And now I'm starting to see that these commentators want you to prove something to them only for you to either crash out doing it or go to prison doing it. And so they can say, oh, you the dummy because you tried to do it. Something that they will never do. Something they never thought about doing, something they never even in their mind crossed. They never crossed their mind to do it. If it did cross their mind, they was dreaming it. They had a daydream about, oh, I wonder if I did get mad at this person where I'm going to slide on him, or I'm going to spin his block, or I'm going to up the score with somebody who did something to me. And let's get on into that to a lot of you commentators and you fanboy and fangirls. People has actually done something to y'all, and y'all ain't did nothing to these people. And it don't have to be nothing big. You know, a girl might have slapped your girlfriend or might have slapped your boyfriend and you seen this person didn't do nothing to them. Or somebody might have slapped you or slapped the person that you care about. Or they might have did something to these people and y'all ain't do nothing to them. I don't even want to go into somebody doing something like robbing you or anything, criminal activities where you should have called the police. If you didn't call the police, that's your problem. But listen, we are living in a world where these people is going to make up excuses for somebody who's playing tough. And then when it shows that they wasn't who they say they were, they're going to say, oh, they doing all this. They making all this seem like, yeah. But again, no more Mr. Tough Guy and girls, please. Let's do something else. If you're not about that, please stay on the sidewalk, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not in the streets, just stay on the sidewalk and ask for peace. Push peace. Pushing P. Push peace, people. You don't have to be engaged into none of these criminal activities that leads to that leads to urban warfare. You don't have to be a part of that. You don't even have to talk about that. And let's go going back on that. The people who's talking about it, like you know what you're talking about, if you're not involved, if you wasn't trying to be involved, if you never got involved, if you don't know the people that's involved, don't speak on that stuff. Don't go into details or try to make it seem like you're key into this. In Dallas, Texas, that is a badass habit of a lot of people, old and young. A lot of people get information from the streets, and for some strange reason, that brings them to think that they are a part of a certain situation that's going on in the streets. Just because them boys over there doing a whole bunch of smacking and stepping, and your grandson or your nephew or your sister kids is a part of that shit, man, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You ain't over there trying to do nothing to them boys. You ain't never even thought about doing nothing to them boys. So why are you so into what these people are doing? And again, it don't matter if you old or young. Cause it could be some young dudes that's getting into some shit that they don't know nothing about just because of what they uncles and cousins is doing. They older uncles and cousins are doing. That ain't got nothing to do with you boys or girls. The women, y'all got y'all own lane with that, and I like to talk about that, but I'm not gonna criticize y'all right now because it's no more Mr. Tough Guy. I ain't put slash girl, or gal. So we gonna let that be what it be and keep things street. You know what I mean? All the way street. I try not to push street codes and laws on people and try to make people feel like they have to abide by a certain code of ethics Which when you're around me, it ain't about if you street or if you're a gangster or not. It's about if you're a man. If you're a man first, especially if you're a black man first, we got code of honor that we live and die by. We got a creed that we live and die by. No matter if my father didn't teach it to me, my grandfather didn't teach it to me. It don't matter if your grandfather didn't teach it to you or if your father didn't teach it to you. It's something that it's in your DNA. It's embedded in you. Like a lot of people got it. A lot of people don't. Some people it can be made for you and it can be put upon you like a sheet of armor. You know what I'm saying? So certain people honor different things about this game and this lifestyle to the point where I would say this to the ones who to the ones who's not tough. I'm gonna say that because nobody is actually as tough as they say they are, and the toughest ones are in prison or dead. Let's keep it honest. The tough guys, the actual tough guys, are dead or in prison. Unfortunately, if they black, they definitely dead or in prison because they somewhat are the warrior class if they're smart enough to outlast the system. They're somewhat the warrior class. So the system is gonna get them out of here one way or another. Is either society gonna push them to the point where they're singled out as being the only tough guy at that time, and if that be the reason why a person feel like to beat them, they have to use a weapon, regardless of what's going on. If they feel like this person is in the way, or they're antagonizing them, or the tough guy might be a bully. 8.5 out of 10, he's gonna be a bully because if he's around a whole bunch of sheep, wolves eat sheep, predators eat prey. So he might be a bully, and he might run into the most. We all know scary people will kill you. However, he probably ran across the most scariest person that he had met. And that person was actually the toughest person that he met because that person had enough heart to kill him when people that he thought was tough like he was tough didn't. Or he stepped on them and they was supposed to be tough like how he was tough. So he'll underestimate the scary dude. He'll think that's a pushover. And that'd be the person that take his life. We know this. We know this is the steps that you gotta take when you actually living in these streets. And we know once these tough guys go to prison, 9 times out of 10 they get hit with hefty sentences. Back in the day it might have been 5 or 10, but now they more a little healthier than that. I'd say like from 10 to 20 nowadays, depending on what they doing, what they got into, what they got themselves jammed up with. 10 to 20. Listen, folks, I don't want to bore your ears off with just saying how things is about to change. The gray area is already bleeding over. Things is about to change. No more Mr. Tough Guy. No more walking around with your chest out, acting like you the biggest, you the baddest. No more interrupting and getting in other people's business. And you're not about that. You're not on that. You're not into that lifestyle. You're not involved with what goes on in the streets. No more of that. Let's go ahead and keep it 100, 1,000. Let's go ahead and keep it street, keep it unique. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it all the way G, man. Let's cut out all the shenanigans, all the bullshit, and all the fuckery. Let's cut all that out. Because it's things that's going to come with this lifestyle that as men, we're going to have to deal with it. And it's things that's about to change with this lifestyle. And as men, we're going to have to know how to change. We're going to have to know how to adapt to what's going on with this. The streets is getting very political. We got a lot of people who didn't pass social studies, who never took political science, who never even thought about this stuff until it became on the internet. They don't talk about it until it hit the internet. So let's do what G's do. Let's keep it all the way G. Let's keep it all the way street. And we gonna let it be what it be. But I'm gonna end this early tonight. Well, I ain't gonna end it. It ain't too early. It's like 15 minutes. But I'm gonna just go ahead and end it. I might double back with another show tonight, another live tonight to keep things rolling, keep things scrolling. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna let it be what it gonna be. It's your host that do the most, Chili Mo Slim. I am him. You know what I'm talking about? Your number one hater of content creators. And I might be back with another one, with a part 2 tonight. Maybe. I'm still trying to get in my groove. I just shook back, just now getting back a little healthy. So I'm just trying to get back in my talking spirit right now. So y'all bear with me. But I'm out.